Hey everybody, we've got a special event going on, part of Mission for Healthy Heroes, and one of our greatest friends in the world, Mr. Bart Bartholomew. How you doing?
Very good, Jack. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, you know what, you and I, we we got together about 4 years ago,
About 5 years.
5 years ago. Yeah, it's time just kind of flies and ashes in, and but we got together 5 years ago when you did something so very important to us, and you wanted to find a special place for some donations, and you came to us. And can you tell the story on why that was important to you?
Absolutely. I just lost my wife. She passed away in April of 2020. And as all grieving spouses do, they need to clean out the closets. Some good soon, some good later. Uh, I had quite a few clothes from my wife, so I was contacted by a friend, mutual friend of Zach's, Sandy Campbell.
Yeah, Sandy Campbell. Yeah.
And she told me about Zach's giving, and I contacted him, met him over at his place, and really saw his operation, uh, saw people there selecting stuff that he'd already collected. So it made my heart feel good that I knew my wife's stuff was going to go to probably pretty decent people, because the people I saw there were okay people. But anyway, long story short, we made that connection on that day, and I had previously started a nonprofit myself. I shared my nonprofit with him, and then as time went on, Zach and I started working together, a few different old podcasts and interviews, stuff like that. So my veterans honored veterans and his community paid forward became partners, and we've been working together now, like I say, for 5 years. So I want to thank Sandy, and I want to thank you, and all you've done. So, and then what you're still doing. It's more than what you had. I mean, really, with those connect boxes that
Yeah.
you spread all over the place, and what you're doing now for the community, and as much time as you spend on podcasts, and some of the people that you had on your podcast, that mind blowing. So I want to really take my hat off to you, Zach, for where you started and where you are right now, and thanks for the best of your ass, and doing a good job. I appreciate it.
You know what? The truth is that everything that we do would be useless without organizations like yours. Dad, you are a recipient of one of the awards from Veterans Honoring Veterans. Can you maybe tell people a little bit about what you felt when you were issued this?
Well, the statue itself, is detailed beautifully, really. So, just the idea that you can give recognition or, accomplishments that some people don't appreciate at all, and some people will, because they understand that that's our country, right? That's what makes us us. So it is nice to get that recognition. I mean, and it's even got, like, I was from Berlin, so it's got that Berlin. So it's personal. It's not just, it's just not a thing. It's personal. You even got the name on it. Anyway, it means a lot, and it's something very necessary to help heal some of our wounds. And that's what I think this can do.
You're more than welcome. I'm honored to be.
You know, let me ask you, I want to see this part, but When you ever get that feeling that when you see that, when you get to look at it, or when you get to the end of veterans get to sit there and go, oh my God, somebody remembered that I did something more than myself.
Well, he kind of hit on describe the statue and the detail of the statue. It's very well done. It reflects what they did when they were in service. That was a branch against the Army. Uh, and to hear him describe how it felt to get recognition after all the years he got out, and when he was out of the military, he was telling out to that was it. He had, and all of a sudden, somebody said, like, I just said, hey, Dad, we have something kind of special we'd like to have you come join us. And when you got there, really kind of had no idea what until you saw it. And even though it's only a 10-inch, 15-inch little statue, it means a lot. Then when you describe it, like, uh, that actually came. The statue is great. You see your name, right? Your branch of service, and the Army had when you live, and this goes to everybody. That's what by the first place the same way. That just is to the satisfaction and the making you feel like, wow, you know, I did well. So, but no, it means so much for the organization. So number one, to hear that we do on every month at a restaurant, and we did in all, and it was a fundraiser that and it was private. Uh, it was something that I invited to. In fact, I talked about, hey, how we could maybe get some of the veterans, the local veterans and statues. So we added, and it turned out to be a pretty good event. There a lot of people there that got to see how you reacted to the statue, and I think we did a caution.
Yes, I was just going to talk to Mom about that. You accept the one in which this is very special to me in part because you're going to do it again for us. You're going to do it again for this family sitting in front of you. When we did the one, we had just lost a pound of milk, and we were able to put Uncle Bill's information into the ship that he spent time on the most. We were able to do with the family, and we were able to make this personalized because we were able to put the information on there that maybe it's not something that people talk about all the time, but it's something we should talk about. I mean, it's good to know.
Well, it is, and your Army it's just like a Navy. We don't put patches on their Navy uniform like the Army did, but we have those patches on the ship. Each one has a special patch, and we might have that patch sitting in a pile of stuff at home. And it's not on the uniform, but when we see it on that on name plate, and knowing even though Bill was not there, uh, the family could say that's the shirt that Uncle Bill served on, and that was the patch, and they can look it up and read the history about that shit. Knowledge creation, or look up your patch and find out a little bit more about that unit in Berlin. There's history about every one of those things. That's what the ancestors want to be able to do. But when the grandchildren, or the grandchildren, see the statues, nice. Grandpa, look what Grandpa had. It's pretty cool. And with the AI, artificial intelligence, and all the internet stuff, we can do an awful lot. So it just makes the much that day. And, you tell is the guy that
Yeah, I'm going to do that. You did accept that, and you talked to Aunt Pat all the time, Uncle Bill's wife. What is, what was your feeling? What does she say about it?
Bill um, served for 35 years.
Yeah.
He served on the USS Nimitz. At the same time, my brother was on the Nimitz, and they didn't know that they were either one of them there. Bill was a Master Chief, and he took his office very, very strongly. He knew what he was supposed to do, what he needed to do, and he went after it. My sister Pat, she had to be by herself with 3 children quite often. But when Zach gave her the statue for Bill, she said somebody actually cares that he served as long as he did. And she was really proud that Bill would get a statue to let him know how much.
Never happy to show.
Yeah, it was given to my sister with you guys, right?
Mhm.
Okay, that's what I thought. Then also, they had 2 Navy men that was at his celebration of life, and they also handed the statue to my sister Pat and explained what they felt.
Yeah. Adrian.
Okay, so of course we're going to have a bit of technical issues because of what this is, but we're going to continue. Bart, this story that you were asking me to tell is so cute. We at this event where we did the presentation for my uncle and my dad, we gave a statue to a Korean. He was a Korea war vet, and somebody didn't get the information in time, so he was too busy to get the information in time. And but what we were able to do was we were able just to give them. I don't want to call them dummy statues. I'm going to call them dummy statues. They were just the statues for sample. And you handed that little old man that statue, and I remember him treating that like he just won an Oscar. He did not want to give it up. And we had to constantly tell him, "Sir, we're going to get you one that's personalized. We're going to." He still didn't want to give it up, did he?
No.
Yeah. This is
It was pretty funny.
yeah. This is something. This does mean a lot, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. It certainly does. And what you're talking about is, because I have display statues that carry in a tote bag, in a big tote suitcase, and that's when we came at that one of our display statues, and that's no information about him. And but he did not listen. He did not want to hear that. So he received that statue, and that was his statue, and now we're going to take it away just about fun.
Yeah, there was almost violence right there in that park, and we almost got ran by a little guy.
We got it later on. I know. I heard from the family how much he appreciated it. So it turned out
Yeah, I also think it was really cool that we were able to give one posthumously to the family that the VFW was named after. So
and I really fail my to remember the name. You're right. It's the grandson there, if I recall.
right, yeah, it was in Hull. So
Yeah.
and I can't remember the
I
name
can't
either.
either. But yeah, the grandson, some of the family would present the statue to the grandson, which was also really well received.
Yeah. Well, Dad, I got to ask you a question. What war were you in? What war did you serve?
I served in the Berlin War. No, I was in Berlin, so I wasn't in the war. Technically, I was uh, out doing other stuff.
No, there's no shame in that. I'm doing this. I'm doing this to prove a point. Art, you don't have to be in conflict to get one of these statues.
Well, I'm glad that this came up. I've been on a campaign for the last year and a half, 2 years, as I interviewed veterans and asked them where they served, when they served. A lot of them don't tell me, well, I was in Vietnam era.
Yeah.
And then I stopped right there. I'm going to tell all of you that there is no comment. There was no, there was no nuclear war era. There was no World War II era. There was no World War I era. And now there's no Afghan and Iraqi. But the only era is Vietnam. And again, that was such a protest related war that someone decided that they were going to make it tough for the soldiers and Marines and sailors about certain entry that they had to be classified as era. So my explanation to everyone, what everybody understood, and try to understand this. During World War II, drafted, some of them went to Europe and some of them did not. When they all came over, everyone classified as World War I veterans, whether they served in that Vietnam or saw combat or not, they were all World War veterans. The same thing with World War II. There was another trip. In fact, all of them were drafted because the men, no one got tagged era as Vietnam. Every military person, every civilian that goes in the nation right hand and says, I promise to uphold the Constitution of the United States, friendly, foreign, all that stuff goes along with it. I promise the country that they're going to do whatever asked them to do. So they might have to go to Berlin, they might have to go to Europe, they might have to go somewhere else, not but Europe, Berlin could have stood up Saturday to go to Vietnam. So you were, you just get called up. So your possibility of still serving Vietnam is there. So that's why just because you don't you're not lucky. Everybody should have Pacific. You ended up in which is up all the ships on the Atlantic. Uh, we were battles between the two countries, Japan and Europe. So we didn't have that. So every veteran during the time now if it was peacetime, you can say I did not serve during the time of war. I was in between wars, and that's perfectly fine. But if you was in during that conflict and you were in the 70s, it wasn't over until 75, so you was in Vietnam, so you were in Vietnam.
And one thing I mean, we were in Berlin, right? And truthfully, because we were surrounded by other people that time that they thought the vehicle stand about 15 minutes. So really, it's not like we weren't danger. And plus, we had that mostly mine operating gang that was blowing up NCOs in Germany at that time. We even had some in our building academy, you know. So, you know, it's not like, you know, you're not served.
And I brought that up because you had conflicts.
Yeah.
You had situations.
You know what? No,
You was war. You had a situation where you had to defend yourself and the people around you. So thanks for bringing that up. That's really important to me.
Well, and the truth about all of this is that you know what they couldn't have acted as a team without what my father was doing in a different area.
Took every soldier, every Marine, and every sailor to help protect the world.
yeah, and every family member
Right.
Oh
was
yeah,
behind you,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Because Lola was there, and back when we were before, we would have got, you know, overran in 15 minutes on the beach.
Yep.
And he, you know, it's something.
Well, we've come to the time that I've been thinking about how this was going to happen for quite a while. And as many of you know who are regulars to any of my shows, my family had a very, very difficult loss just recently. He did have 2 tours in Vietnam, and his service, being around some of the chemicals that they were using in the service, finally caught up and cost him his life just a little over 3 weeks ago. And Bart, again, I asked you to honor him. My Uncle Barry did grow up in Otis, Colorado, right next to my father. And I was going to take this statue. I was going to accept this statue. But I thought better that, would you do me the honor of presenting my parents with my Uncle Barry statue?
It would be my honor. So yes.
Thank you, sir.
Might be a balance.
We know that.
So what we have here, and I'm going to show it to the camera first. We have a Marine Corps statue, and we have a Marine Corps statue, and similar to yours, how it's designed and how it's detailed. It's just it's an accident. At the bottom on the nameplate, it's got the Marine Corps emblem on the left-hand side, and it's got PFC, which stands for Private First Class Terry Clayton, United States Marines, 1965 to 1969, Vietnam. And then on the bottom of it's got the 3 Vietnam ribbons. It's got the defense ribbon, it's got the Vietnam campaign ribbon, and it's also got the Vietnam service ribbon. And on the right-hand side, which was actually did 2 tours, he was injured, and he received the Purple Heart. And besides the Purple Heart, I did sales tax, and I was going to put the Vietnam campaign ribbon and a medal on there as well. So this is what Barry's statue looks like, or that's his nameplate. And on behalf of veterans, honored veterans, I would like to present this posthumously for your brother, Barry.
Thank you. Barry, he was always a fighter. He was Marine, but I mean, even in high school, he'd go run up mountains, and, I couldn't go across the street. But he was a Marine and patriot. And after he got out of the Army, Marine, he still was a patriot because he still loved his country, he still loved his flag, he still loved the world. But he still was a patriot, and he wanted people to recognize how important people like him were. He had a job, from what I understand, in Nam, where he had to be in the back line and stuff like that. And I can just imagine they had the right guy driving them. Anyway, I want to thank you for Barry, because he's been my hero for a long time. Perfect.
My dear friend,
You are the welcome. Thanks and thanks.
it means so much to me that you've been a part of what we've done at Community Pay It Forward here on mission to help the heroes. And I want to tell you that there is nobody that deserves more thanks than you do when it comes to it, because this really does mean so much. And you've said it before that we just offer a silly little statue, and I've had to correct you once or twice and say you're really giving back the memory of service, and I want to thank you, my